G'day guys, 3T's back again. Hope you've all been keeping well. If there's any new viewers, g'day and thanks for watching. So, firstly, just want to kick off by saying, this video is not financial advice. If you are looking to invest whatever amount into precious metals, I highly recommend you do your own research and seek out proper financial advice. This is merely, me just wanting to provide some tips and tricks and just some insights I've gathered over the last couple of years stacking silver and gold down under in Australia. Like, the focus of this video, however, will be silver. This video is a bit more directed to any new prospective Aussie stackers out there who might be looking during this period, through this time, wanting to invest in precious metals. So as I've talked about in some of my previous videos, when I got into the stacking scene a few years back, there was no real plan. Problem number one, always have a plan. The plan might not go to plan, but at the end of the day, whether you buy 1 ounce or 10 ounce of silver, this is your hard-earned money. So whether you're more into collecting or investing or both, a plan is equally important and will somewhat help you get there. So for Aussies, I think there are 3 main ways which is a good way to get started into investing in silver. Now I'm going to start with a classic, the 1 ounce kangaroo from the Perth Mint. Now, no doubt I've seen a lot of stackers around the world have a couple of these bad boys in their stacks, and with good reason. It's internationally recognized, or the Perth Mint is, it's internationally recognized. A lot of people have the Lunar series, the Dragon bars, the Dragon coins, whether it be gold or silver. So it's quite popular, and the Perth Mint really does, they deliver the goods, to put it quite simply. So this is the Perth Mint site. No doubt a lot of stackers have probably jumped on here a fair few times. So I'm just going to jump right into the silver part. So the 1 ounce silver coin. We'll just go into the 2021 singles first. So if you look here at the moment, a date of filming, so this is the 22nd of November, 1 ounce of, one 2021 Australian kangaroo 1 ounce silver individual bullion coin is $38.85 AUD. The current spot price is $33.40 Australian dollars. So it's not too far off. Obviously there is a slight premium, but that's like that sort of premium level is somewhat normal for these times as well. Now, so why the kangaroos? Overall, from my research, and sure enough, I could be wrong, there could be a sneaky deal somewhere, but in general, I believe the 1 ounce kangaroo does command the lowest premiums for 1 ounce silver bullion coins you can get in Australia. And now this is from regular dealers, not like on eBay or anywhere else. This is like regular certified dealers that that I've all bought from personally as well. So the roos, you'll generally be able to get them a couple of dollars cheaper than other bullion coins, whether it be Australian or foreign. Now, you might be asking, just a few dollars, what's it just a few dollars going to do? I personally think, and from a lot of the conversations I've had, most people stacking silver or gold is in it for the long run. It's generally not a short-term thing. It could be, but I think in general, people are in this for a bit of a long-term plan. So when you can save a few dollars here or there, why not? Because I do believe those dollars will eventually, they will stack up, and when you make some savings here, you can definitely spend like a slightly higher premium coin or like a nice numismatic or something else like that. But one thing to keep in mind is that when you do sell silver bullion later at the dealers, they're generally not very fussed about whether it's limited mintage or not. They will more or less just look at the spot price and the weight of the coin and sort of get you from there. Now, another thing with the Aussie Roo is that it's available at most bullion dealers across the country, which means it's very accessible to get, and the prices generally are somewhat in line with the Perth Mint, but obviously the Perth Mint will sell it cheaper than most places. Another good thing about the Perth Mint is, and like a key factor, is that because it's internationally recognized, it's got very high levels of liquidity should you come to sell them later. So we'll just quickly look. So at the Perth Mint, as I said, right now it's $38.85. If we go to ABC Bullion, another Aussie, more local refiner, but one of the bigger ones, So they do all their own stuff as well. So they got their own cast bar sets as well. They import it, like, you can buy like the Swiss ones, Maples, Crogerons, Britannias. But obviously our focus here is the 1 ounce Perth Mint Kangaroo minted silver coin. So here, obviously, we can see that there is a bit of a high premium here. For whatever reasons they need to do it. At Jaggards, a pretty cool coin place. I've picked up a number of pretty good deals here over the past. Now they do it at $39.43, which is a pretty sweet. It's not too far off Perth Mint's price. And then this is another place based in. Oops, I'm gonna come back to that in a bit. But here it's at $38.21, so very much on par with the Perth Mint. Now these guys are based in Western Australia as well, where the Perth Mint is. But I'm going to come back to these guys for something else in a little bit. So as you can see, in general, the 1 ounce silver kangaroo, if you look here, it's at $38.21, but other 1 ounce coins would be at $43, $45. This is obviously at it's limited mintage as well, so it's $54. The Kookaburra is generally a bit more expensive as well, so all the other 1 ounce coins are at average above the $40 mark. However, you will be saving a couple of dollars, that's the 2021, a couple of dollars by getting the Roo. And obviously it's all the same amount of silver, and it's, it is a good coin to get. So it's quite clear that the Roo does command a slightly lower premium, and it's one of the reasons why I think it's a good place to start. Now obviously if we go 1 ounce again here and go to by volume, if you buy 25 or more, you'll get a slight discount, and obviously the discounts will go higher the more coins you get. So this is where I actually got my first tube from as well. My first full tube of coins ever was from the Perth Mint. Now one thing obviously you want to keep in mind with the Perth Mint is that if you don't live in Perth, now I personally live in New South Wales. Now Perth and New South Wales, if you're not familiar, is literally on the other ends of the country. So by plane it's like a solid 6-7 hours or more. I've never been myself actually, and I've lived here my whole life. So on the other hand, Jaggards is based in New South Wales, so it's Sydney where I live. So for me, when the price difference is only like in the regions of $1 or less, there's more value for me just to go to Jaggards and grab as many of them as I could, because I'm not spending the 17 or more dollars. It's around $17 to $20 to get it shipped over. Obviously you want a bit of insurance on it as well. So there's more value for me just to go to the shop here directly and buy. So there are those few considerations you do want to keep in mind when buying from dealers across the country. Now the second, we've looked at the 1 ounce. Now the second thing I would recommend is bars, but specifically the 10 ounce cast bar. So I've got one of these in my stack as well, and this would be my focus moving forward. Part of my strategy is focusing on 10 ounce bars. Now the reason why is most primarily is to save money on the premiums again. So unless you're buying a foreign 10 ounce bar, which is generally a lot harder to get in Australia, like they're very scarce. The foreign ones will always have a high premium because it's hard to get. But the Perth Mint ones, Perth Mint being the Perth Mint, internationally recognized, there's high liquidity as well. I do believe it's a really good investment. Recently I was at a local coin shop, and another customer was actually asking the guy, is it better to get a Perth Mint one or a local Australian dealer? And the coin guy basically said that you're both you're spending the same amount for the same basically you're getting 10 ounces, but the Perth Mint does command the international recognition and the liquidity. So it did suggest that. But at the end of the day, if you do want more like a specific design or a bit of different style or whatever, it's really up to you, because you generally will save a bit on whatever 10 ounce bars you get if it's local, if it's Australian local bar. So obviously here it's $359. The spot is at $33.40. So if you divide that by 10, this is roughly $35 an ounce, and that's only at just around $2 or so off the spot, which is a fantastic deal at this point. Now if we look at some of the other places, now I've actually got one of these ABC bars as well. I think that they look really sweet. They're a bit more thinner, like they're a bit more like pressed out, whereas the Perth Mint one's a bit more condensed. I'll link a video where I did show them. Obviously, you know, the premium's a little high here, somewhat on par with the price of the Kangaroo coin, but still a bit cheaper than other things as well. Obviously, you know, if you are in Sydney, 359, 383, you know, it could also be cheaper just to go here, ABC, which has offices throughout the country, and just buying it direct without having to pay the delivery fee. So when you consider the delivery fee and all that kind of stuff as well, it does equal out if you do leave, you know, if you are living in an area where you can easily access ABC bullion. Obviously, same case here. You know, the 10-ounce Perth Mint silver cast bar is at 386. So more or less, you know, if you can get here in person, you are saving money on the delivery fees, which is pretty important. Now some of the more, you know, like locally produced ones, again, yeah, $382. It's all a bit different, and this leads me to another thing, is always doing your research. You can really never do enough research. Before I buy any coin, I would generally always have a flick through these sites that I've gone through at the moment, and to see, you know, which has the best deal at the time. Because if I'm putting money into it, I obviously want to, you know, get the best value for it, unless there's a specific coin that I'm looking to grab. Then that's a different story. So for example, in Australia at the moment, this place, Bullion Now, is the only place where I can find the 2021 Royal Mint Britannia. So, you know, I would obviously default here and just grab it. But, you know, if you're just looking for like a generic one, I really do recommend you do the research and see where you can get the best deal. But keep in mind, if you are getting it from another state, the delivery costs, you know, is something to factor in. Now, the final thing that I want to talk about today for new stackers, people interested in it, is low premium 1-ounce silver bullion. Now, I've discussed this before in another video, which I will link, but low premium 1-ounce silver bullion or buyback silver, secondhand silver, I think it is an excellent way to get into the precious metals games as well, especially if you're looking to save a lot more on the premiums. Basically, you know, what this is it's secondhand silver, which they're reselling. Now, initially I had some reservations about quality and all the rest of it, you know, will it be good and all that, but I bought from this place a number of times and I've been absolutely impressed every time when I've got the low premium silver. It's actually a lot of fun, because it's a lucky that you don't know what you're going to get each time, and it's, you know, you do sort of anticipate it, and the quality's been fantastic. Like, I feel that the coins I've received each time were more or less new. A lot of them were in capsules as well, and you really can't ask more for that. So guys, that's all for today. You know, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you know, I genuinely hope that for any Aussies who may be watching this and who are interested in stacking or investing in precious metals, you know, getting into it, you know, again, this isn't financial advice, but I hope it does form some sense of direction. Where's a good place to start? What's good to look into? Again, guys, please do your research, figure out what works for you, what works around your budget. You know, always invest within your means, and I think that's, you know, very common thing for, you know, whether it be precious metals, shares, or anything like that as well. Make the plan, guys. So, you know, it'd be greatly appreciated if you can leave a like, subscribe to stay connected, and in the comment section below, you know, if you've got any questions about anything I've discussed, you know, feel free to leave a comment. Let's chat about it. But, you know, also let me know what you feel is the best coin to get the stack started, you know, from wherever you may be watching. Cheers, guys.